Hey, good morning, Pat. Great day, USA, as I always say. It seems to rhyme. I didn't mean to do that, but here we are. Good morning. It's Monday in April. By the way, it should be April. April should be tax freedom month, not tax day month. But that's a topic that we'll touch upon a little bit today. Taxation. Adam Schiff, you may know who he is. He's that guy with like a little head, big body, little brain, no soul. Adam Schiff was talking about how rich people have money they don't care if they have or not. It's yeah, they don't need it. We want it for all of our illegal and inappropriate fraud efforts. That's the Democrat Party today. We're going to talk a lot about that. Otherwise, someone who was not part of the fraud, who's part of the good guy, he's fighting fraud. He's like a fraud fighter. That's Chris Cordani. Good morning, Chris.
Heyo, good morning, Tony. There we go. Yes, I'm fighting fraud and leaks. At least I'm trying to. There's so many
You should have
fraudsters
a
out
cape.
there.
You should have
Adam
a
Schiff
cape
is
like
one of
a.
them. Yeah, I would
Adam,
look good
I've
in a
been
cape.
tweeting at Adam. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I would definitely look good in a cape. And by the way, I do wear my underwear outside of my pants. It's a brilliant idea to save money on laundry bills. I think you
Wasn't
patriots
there a
should follow that too.
superhero? Wasn't there like a superhero, like Captain Underwear or something like that back
Oh,
in the day?
Captain Underpants. I don't know where I think that came from
Underpants.
somewhere. Right. I thought
Yeah,
all the superheroes did that. Didn't Batman and Superman wear their underwear outside of their uniforms?
that's true. And
Right.
Spider-Man wore his Spider-Man pajamas outside of his underwear.
Yep. And Wonder Woman
Have you
wore
noticed
just
that?
her underwear. Yep. There we go.
Yeah.
That's what
I
Spider-Man
have no
is.
problem with people wearing underwear in public. I don't. If you want to wear your underwear, well, we have someone today who wore lingerie in public, don't we? She's going to
Uh,
be joining us later.
oh, good. Yeah, I thought you were talking about that time in high school. All right, never mind. Okay, good. Nobody still knows
No.
about that except for now everybody that's watching the
So
show.
no, we have someone coming on who literally was the heartthrob of every Japanese citizen man and Godzilla in the 1970s, right? I mean,
He-
they had to do special airstrikes on Godzilla to keep from having Godzilla attack her, right?
I
That's
know.
true.
Yeah,
That's a true
it's
story.
true. It's true. He's honest. This is absolutely true. And to be
That's
honest with
right.
you, yeah,
I'm as
he was
honest as Adam Schiff is.
Shifty Schiff. I gotta tell you, that guy, I don't know what he's complaining about anymore. Consider all of this. What Donald Trump is doing now is everything the left has ever wanted.
Yeah.
He's trying to bring manufacturing back to America. And it used to be the
All right.
Democrats' big deal, bring work back. He's also hurting the billionaires in the stock market while trying to bring that money and a share of the pie back to the middle class. Isn't that what they wanted a long time ago? Huh.
Well, they
Now they're
said it, but they
protesting
never
it.
meant it. So yeah, let's break this out a little bit. And Patriots, I want you all to comment. I'm watching the chat here right now. Barack Hussein Obama. Can I say Hussein? I guess I did.
That was the insult to
Was
the Hussein
actually
family,
he
but yeah.
actually talked about all the fraud when he came in. It's like, oh, we can't afford this. Bernie Sanders, senator, socialist senator Bernie Sanders, talked about fraud, robbing the lifeblood from the citizens. So it was all this talk. Apparently, it was all talk because what they did was they monetized the fraud. They figured, oh yeah, we're going to talk a big game, but we're going to profit from it. We're going to create all these backdoor programs so that we're going to have all these 180-year-old people on Social Security that we're just going to mail them stuff. We're just going to mail them checks, and then we're going to create all these U.S. government organizations, NGOs, anyway, not non-governmental organizations that we, the government, will fund to do all of our dirty work. So USAID, the U.S. Institute of Peace, which had nothing to do with peace, it had everything to do with. It should have been the U.S. Institute of Fraud when you look at it. But
Well,
this is all
the
what we're coming to find right now. Yeah,
it's
so
like
it's
the
all bad.
inflation. Yeah, it's like the Inflation Reduction Act. It's really the Inflation Enhancement Act.
It
It's
did.
all nicely packaged, but it's all baloney.
Yeah, I was once told by a senator, I think it was Trent Lott, whatever the title of the bill is, it's the effect is going to be the opposite. It's like, it is. He's right. He was right. And he's a freaking senator, for God's sake. So he knew what he was talking about.
Yep.
So it's all true. But this weekend, it was very interesting because we had Freedom Day, right? That's what President Trump called it when he did all the tariffs, and everybody went nuts. Even some people on our side, which is fine. I'm not, I was talking to folks over the weekend who really took it in the shorts uh, regarding the stock market. There has been a hit, but a lot of people, to include Maria Bartimaloma from Fox, said this was an overreaction. That this was the markets responding badly to something that won't really affect them that greatly. Will there be an effect? Of course. You can't. I guess an iPhone has gone from $1,800 to $3,000. Like, okay, well, I'm not an iPhone person, so it didn't affect me.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Nobody cares. There we go. Just wait in line a little bit less time. There we go.
Yeah. And gas is coming down, eggs are coming down. You can start throwing eggs at politicians soon. They'll be so cheap. It'll be good.
Well, what about milkshakes? There we go. Okay, let's go back to the milkshakes.
Yeah. So let's not talk about Adam Schwalwell, because I think he had milkshakes with a certain time.
He's more Smallwell, if anything else.
I think that's why the Chinese are a little bit smaller a lot of the time. I think maybe that's what's an attraction, fatal weenie attraction.
Oh,
so, anyway.
Well, we're having a weenie roast today. That's what we're having.
That's right. That's right. So what's the next topic we wanted to talk about this morning, Chris?
Well, let's see. We have a lot of things happening. How about the day of acting out?
Oh, yeah. Well, let's talk about that.
Yep. And I do have Kamala Harris, but I think we should bring that in when we have our guest in, because Harris is rather entertaining. I think we'll have a little fun with her.
Yeah. We'll do that. So I was in DC part of the weekend, and in Old Town Alexandria. Shout out to Old Town Alexandria. Love that place, except it's kind of a communist haven. It's kind of like Mons Eisley with instead of the bar scene in Star Wars. It's kind of like that, except you have senior citizens who smell like Ben Gay walking around with resist T-shirts. And I'm not joking about that. I wish I was, but it's not. It's true. I saw this one woman. I was doing my hit Saturday morning for Rita Cosby show on Newsmax. I was sitting by the water, and this lady in a Volvo, lady, I think she was a lady. You can't tell. They don't know. I don't know. I don't want to judge. She looked like a lady. Maybe it was a dude that looks like the lady, like the song. I don't know. I didn't check. I didn't say, "Are you really?" No, I didn't do that. But she did have the jackass blue shirt, and the Democrat blue shirt with resist in black.
Oh yeah,
in big letters. So
it's
I could tell she was a moron. Just saying.
Right. Yes.
Anyway, so I watch all this, and they're all like kind of lollygagging around, and they're all paid. There was the thing I posted on X today about one of the girls who basically just wanted to go to get paid. She said, I'm not ideologically aligned with them, but hey, it was free money. So she went and talked about her experience. These people all got money for showing up, and apparently, this must supplement their senior citizen, because they were all old. Most of the people were old. I mean, like old, like the kind of people you see wandering around Walmart looking for the lost shaker of salt. There, I put two metaphors together there. Anyway, but yeah, they were kind of meandering around. Shout out to Jimmy Buffett today. So Anyway, back to the topic. So yes, they were, and then by the way, they get down there to the mall, and they have all these people protesting the fact that taxes are going to be lowered for most people, that the economy is going to bounce back. Did you see that Tim Walz was on, I guess, one of the morning shows, Sunday shows, and I think it was Jake Tapper was pointing out that the UAW supports the tariffs. It's like, yeah, they support the tariffs because that means U.S. automakers and workers are going to make more autos and get paid. That's a good thing.
And they bring more jobs in. It's not only that. It also kind of forces the hand of foreign companies to come into America and build here too. That's the other thing.
Exactly.
There are loopholes for these companies, and there are loopholes for these countries too. Just build here. That's all you have to do.
So a little history / economics lesson for the Patriots. NAFTA, all these other programs which were designed under Bush and Obama were essentially designed to basically lower our tariffs and create opportunities overseas for other nations. So what happened was, and this is to your point, Chris, I'm trying to point out what happened. All the U.S. businesses figured, yeah, we can, since there's no barriers now between these our countries, we'll just go to that country and set up shop over there because the labor is cheaper. So what was supposed to be this free trade is like businesses figured out, yeah, I'm going to build over there. I'm going to build in China or India or Vietnam because the labor costs are like a fraction of mine in the US. And what that ended up doing is essentially deindustrializing the United States. And oh, by the way, who went along with it? The freaking Democrats.
I
They
know.
didn't care. It's like, oh no, it's like, no, we don't care if you move your business to Mexico or to China. We're fine with that. And then they blame the Republicans for all the problems. Like, what? So this is President Trump is reversing 3 decades of this attrition of U.S. industry to foreign nations created by both left and right, mostly the left, mostly the Democrats
Oh,
created this.
very, very much so.
And
And the
I'm
neocons.
just saying, yeah. So yeah. So, but I'm just saying, what's happening now, to Chris's point, it's coming back. It's like, okay, we're going to put barriers up, but that barrier doesn't exist if you build a factory here. And it's important because we need to have industry. We need good paying jobs. We need, if we ever decide to go to war with someone like China, to be able to have an industrial base that can manufacture things to the level necessary to win the war. Remember, World War II, we won. We, not to take away anything from the brave men and women of the greatest generation, we won that war because of industrial might. And if we're going to do it again, we have to consider that as part of what we have to do now. So I know that's a
I,
long, winded explanation, but that's what's going on.
Well, this is why the Democrats are standing against this. The Democrats have
Yeah.
embraced full-on globalism. So have the neocons.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh
idea
yeah.
was you have to destroy the middle class, disrupt what they call flyover territory. That's it. Bankrupt the areas. That's why we have destitute rural areas, destitute suburban areas,
Yeah.
all those places.
That's right.
And this is what now they're dead set against it because the entire world's grassroots population is standing up and saying, "You people have screwed us for long enough. We're turning the ball around." Now they're jailing the leftists, the globalists around the world have gone as far as jailing opposition to themselves. They have a guy in Spain, a communications director who spoke out about
Yep.
immigration. They already threw Gorgescu in jail. Marine Le Pen has been arrested and disqualified from running in 2027. They tried to pull that with Trump, and of course they threw Borsellino in jail in Brazil. And that's the message they're sending. Where they're fighting back right now. And they're not going to rest
Yeah.
their laurels. They're going to fight back through lawfare all over the world, and we have to stop them. Of course, with morons like this,
Yeah.
on their
I think
side,
a lot of, yeah.
you want to get a load of some of the protest videos?
Yeah, let's go through it. And so, they got some on my feed too, but let's go through some of these. Yeah, let's do this.
So what makes Trump a fascist?
This is a good one.
What makes Trump a fascist?
I don't know.
Does
Oh, by the way, look at this one over here with the mask in the back.
does things without yeah,
By
talk
the-
loud. I don't
Stop
have
for
a
a
mic
second.
on.
While I was in Old Town on what day was it? It was, I think, Friday evening. I saw something I never thought I'd see, but maybe I should have seen. So there was an older lady, probably in her 70s, sitting in the Old Town, Alexandria, Virginia, town square. People who've been there know what I'm talking about. It's like a square area next to a fountain that doesn't work. Democrat run city, just saying. Anyway, so she's sitting there, Chris, with one of those surgical masks, the surgical masks. and
Oh,
she's
yes,
smoking.
of course.
It's like,
Yes.
oh, okay, I guess whatever's in the air. I swear to God. It's like I'm sitting there. I was smoking a cigar myself, just saying, without a mask. I was smoking a cigar. I was not wearing a mask. But I'm sitting there. It's like, what the hell? But I'm just saying, it's like, if you actually watch these people, I mean, you can tell they're severely mentally handicapped. These are the people who rode the short bus, and they've never stopped riding the short bus. Just saying. So let's keep
These
it
are the
going here
ones-
because this guy,
yeah. These are the ones who are beaten up on the short bus.
I'm not really good into interviews.
Sorry?
He just doesn't. He just does everything he wants, and not following laws or he's a convicted felon. That's all I know.
But your sign says he's a fascist, and I'm just curious what
That's
makes
all
him
I know.
a fascist.
That's all I know.
One of the things is that he's trying to control the media, right?
Say that again?
He's trying to control the narrative. Like,
How is he trying to control the media? Doesn't every president try to control the narrative?
they try to control their own narrative, but one of the things that Trump's has done, for example, is the renaming the Gulf of Mexico, and then not allowing the Associated Press to come into the White House. Basically, trying to get.
What are your feelings about him renaming the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America when a majority of the Gulf is in fact on the coast of America as opposed to Mexico?
I mean, it's kind of pointless. People.
Is it pointless?
Yeah, people call it the Gulf of Mexico.
Don't you think it could have a positive tourism impact?
Wait, look at all these people walking around with the masks in the background, back and forth, taking selfies and video selfies and everything else. This is what it's about. It's about just trying to be cool. A lot of these people think the 60s were a neat time, and they want to find one or two reasons to protest. Others are getting paid. Definitely.
Look, I think the 60s was a neat time. I just don't like the fact that they haven't taken a shower since the 1960s. That's my issue with them. So
I gotta tell you, you know who the suckers and losers really are? The people who aren't getting paid for these protests because they're just dumb enough to actually believe this garbage.
Yeah, I know. So I think that the Chinese guy, I think he was a paid guy because he probably filled out the paperwork and it's like. And by the way, there's a lady on my feed on Twitter. You can check it out. She says, "Yeah, if you showed up with a sign, you get a bonus." What a deal!
That. I will look
for
that
feed.
one.
It's on my feed.
I will get that one.
Anyway, yeah, because it's really, but it's long. I don't know if we want to play it, but it's long. This is, if we had a 2-hour show, we could go through it in detail. But anyway, my point
here's some fun
being,
for you.
Yeah, go ahead, keep going.
No,
yeah.
let's hear your
hands
point.
off. By the way, a quick note, a quick program note. Did you know that a guy named Oswald, the guy, remember the guy that was accused of shooting Kennedy? His organization was Hands Off Cuba. So this hands off thing apparently is a big thing on the left, just saying. Except, of course, if you're Al Franken and you put your hands on people and, squeeze. But that's a different story. Al, if you're listening, we don't mind you squeezing things, just not women. Don't squeeze women. Just saying.
No, you can go the Lubin
pro tip.
Way. Right. Yeah.
That's right.
Squeeze
all right. Look, this should be good. This is Al Green doing his greatest hits, right?
That's right. He has maybe one. He's a one-hit non-wonder at this point.
There will be no third term.
All right.
Yeah, hit him, man.
Third term.
I paid a fool.
No third term. No third term.
Well, he sounds like
third term.
Schumer, right?
But
that's enthusiasm. That's confidence.
More important than this, dear brothers and sisters, and I say brothers and sisters because there really is but one race, and that's the human race.
Yeah, okay. All Republicans are racist. Let's skip to the fun part.
Brothers and sisters, we're at least cousins. So, dear cousins, hear this message for Donald Trump, for President Trump. This is more important. I want President Trump to know that I will use my staff of freedom to
cane of annoying.
Bring forth.
What? He's going to use his penis for what?
A message that he may not finish this term.
Ooh, he
may not finish this term. He may not finish this term.
Let's get that chant going.
Did I hear that right? Did I hear that?
He may not finish this term.
What the hell? What's he talking about?
Here's his plan.
Oh, man.
He knows why.
Can I use that? Can I use that quote?
Yeah,
I'm going to use my staff for freedom.
That's what James Tubin said.
Oh my!
That can lead to a Congress being elected that will have the courage to not only have articles of impeachment filed, but to impeach him a third time. Impeach him a third time. A third time.
And the funny thing is, he's shortening these chants up because they're too long for the people who just can't figure out the chant. But this guy he's holding his cane. He's trying to act. He is that guy that says, "Get off
Just
my
wow.
lawn." He is that guy.
Yeah. No, he's the guy that says, "Don't sit next to me on the bus. Don't do that." So, man, this is who they are. I mean, this is tragic. I was, yes, hands off thinks it, well. So yes, Red Ginger, Jeffrey Toobin was anything but hands off, right, Chris? He was
Exactly. He was
pretty
about as
hands-on.
hands off as Pee Wee Herman was.
I think there's a video. Yeah. Well, Pee Wee Herman at least did it in semi-private in a theater in Tampa. Toobin did it zooming with Toobin. Oh my. Anyway, let's keep going. But yeah, I think the Al Green thing didn't help their cause, especially the whole thing with I'm going to use my staff for freedom. It's like, you want to expand on that, Congressman? You want to tell us? Have you been talking to Jeffrey Toobin? Is that what's going on? That's horrible.
And of course they're going with this fear mongering.
That's nasty. Yes, that's nasty. It's nasty. Yes, it's nasty.
Here's
These people are nasty. These people are nasty.
That's right. Now, this is somebody from the NEA, the National Education Association, who's already mad that their plans to dumb down America are being thwarted at this point.
All right.
Angry.
Raging.
Elon Musk are trying to roll back 6 decades of civil rights progress.
Hallelujah.
They're telling their private school voucher schemes to put money in the pockets of already obscenely rich billionaires.
They're the ones that pay for these protests.
Money from the 90% of the students who learn in our public schools. And we know it's a scheme. We've already seen when states go to vouchers, academics decline, state budgets are slashed, and public education.
There you go. She's the NEA president, Becky Pringle, and she's just angry about this. Look, you know what?
Can you get it? Is there a bobblehead of her I could buy? Boy, that'd be a great bobblehead to have.
There are plenty of bobbleheads in the back here, but yeah, there should be one of her. Here's the problem. She's so angry and everything. Why don't you just teach the damn kids? I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
All they do is complain. They've screwed up. This union has screwed up education along with the Department of Education for 30, 40 years now. At 50, it's pathetic at this point. You know, these are the same people that endorsed in the 90s that teachers should never use red pens anymore to correct anything. Use green because red means bad. Of course it's bad. You got it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I had several college professors who would mark things up with red. And yeah, it sends a message. Like if you get red marks back, it's bad. You know, red markers. Just saying, red markers, bad thing. So, but yeah, they're totally out of control. And there were some other events where they had speakers going off on this whole idea that somehow corruption is something that they should be invested in, which I guess they were and are, because they want to keep the corrupt education system. They want to. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. That's artistic.
Heck is this?
Yeah. Man, oh man.
This is all the stupidity rolled up into one.
Like I said, this is like activities for the kids on the short bus. They get together and draw this stuff.
And they act this again. The scary thing is the ones that aren't paid here actually believe all of this. If Donald Trump was a Nazi, these guys would have been put in camps a long time ago. They're just upset.
Yeah, it's like
dominant force.
It's like the Princess Bride. It's like, I don't think you understand the meaning of the word you keep using. It's like, Diego Montoya is like, yeah, I don't think you understand the meaning of the word you keep. That word doesn't mean what you think it does. So, That is so true of these people. So,
and they keep owning themselves. We don't have to own the libs. They own themselves. Check this post out promoting. This promoted this day of acting out here on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it at this point. This is what oh, come on over and protest. And this is the meme they use. This is what democracy looks like. Now, just take a real close look at this meme. All of them. They're your typical idiots who are all masked, by the way, holding up signs, marching in lockstep. This guy with this slovenly guy with the beard, all masked. Let's see. Everybody else looks angry. You have these weird, bad haircuts, attention-seeking haircut down here. All of it. It's all just. This is exactly how we make fun of you, and you're promoting yourselves this way.
Yeah, it's insane.
One over here too, by the way.
Yeah.
No.
So, and I'd like to bring it up is we have a lot of beautiful people, are beautiful patriots. I've seen a lot of them. You know, they're beautiful people. They really do.
And we have one coming in just a few.
They have a good, bright spirit. They're very much into living their lives in a positive way. And it's so funny because the left is supposed to be the party of tolerance. Like they're the most intolerant people I know. And if you unless you think like them and act like them, I mean, I have friends who are American Indians who watch the show, Air Force veteran who is, I don't want to out her because she's actually a performer, but she's very conservative. She loves America. And she's, you know, she's a hot chick. I can say that without giving it away. And,
a tasty broad, you're saying, right?
Yeah, but my point being is that she lives life, and you'd never know she was a conservative because she doesn't like wear her grievances on her sleeve. It's like these people want to be upset about anything and everything. Nothing is ever good. Nothing is positive. It's all about them having miserable lives and then projecting their misery on you, right, Chris?
Yep,
I mean,
that's
what
that recent. There was a
that's
study
what they do.
Another study came out last week that said left-leaning people tend to be angry, miserable, and by the way, not quite as good-looking as you.
That's
Tony.
right.
So,
we're gonna know this in a bit. We have another really hot person coming on.
That's right.
Who we're gonna know.
Instead of eye candy, they're basically I don't know, Gorgon material, if you will.
That's right. That's right. If ugly were a commodity, they would be kitty litter. They're the kitty litter. They're the kitty litter parties. Like they all clump together when they get wet.
And to your point again, Tony, as Paul Joseph Watson has said several times, why do they all look the same? Check this out. By the way, we'll check this out. We're going to bring in Cherie to check this one out too.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Cherie.
Oh my God, I've missed you.
Yeah, we missed you too.
Look, I know. We've all been busy. So,
well, you know,
Cherie,
to get me up, but to get me up at 4:30, you know, to see, you know, that's love. That's love.
We do appreciate.
I know, Cherie. Well, we love you. I love you.
We loved having you. We
love you too.
Yeah. And by the way, I know, Cherie, you know, we're friends. I did a shout out to Bob Hayes or X the other day. And Cherie, I think you'd appreciate the fact I did a shout out to Bob because we're talking about some more shenanigans from the left on the right squad with Chris Plant. And Christopher Walken is upset because of more cowbell. And I'm asking you, Cherie, without getting in trouble, do you think that's the problem with the left? They need more cowbell at their protests?
Hell no. Remove that cowbell. They don't deserve a cowbell.
More cowbell, less cows.
Yeah, we just
That's
bang
right.
them on the heads. That's what we do.
That's right.
And say,
That's
"What
right.
is the matter with you, crazy people?"
Get a load of this one.
Hey, friends. I just passed the
I'll bet you thought that was a girl.
Dunkin' Donuts, which is
No.
the most
I never
vague
bet on
possible
It's hard to tell.
location I could possibly give you in Massachusetts. But besides being near a Dunkin' Donuts, which places me somewhere in Massachusetts, I mentioned I'm at the Hands Off Boston March, and it is the slowest march I have ever been in, and I could not be more happy about that.
Yes, because it, well, as you said, Tony, slow.
Madam Usul slow. Madam Usul.
And of course, they're going to tell you that there were no problems at these things. They're going to say, "Oh,
Of course.
nothing bad happened at this." But let's see what happened here: vandalizing police cars. There you go, Homeland Security. If cutting tires, vandalism again.
Yeah.
This stuff happened.
It's
It
insane.
would never get covered, but that's what happened.
Yeah. I know, it's insane. So anyway, but by the way, Cherie, we're both wearing your t-shirts honoring you today.
Absolutely.
I'm wearing your one of your
Oh,
runaway.
you
Runaway
are my
We're
God,
complete
you
suck up.
guys.
Yeah.
Oh
There you
my
go.
goodness. And you got your glasses on. Oh, you guys are rocking it.
We want to look cool for you. That's right. That's
Oh,
right.
you do.
So,
you look great.
but Cherie,
I should have worn the
we
leisure.
wanted to have you because there's several policy issues which you're right at the forefront of. And we appreciate, first off, I always retweet you. I try to make sure that people see what you're
Me
saying
too.
as best
Me
I
too.
can, because I think what you say is hugely important, both because you are, I consider someone you're a close personal friend. I don't want that to be known. With that said, though, I admire you. I admired you before we became friends because of your courage. You've always spoken out, and I believe you've always been on the right side of history. So that's why you're on today. Not only do we think you're hot and beautiful, we think you're smart, which is,
Yes.
Thank you.
yeah.
Of course, that's
so I'm
compared to
completely
us.
serious.
I don't even have a 10th
Yeah.
grade education, you guys, but it's just common sense.
It's
I mean,
it's
we know the
common
difference.
sense.
We know the difference between right and wrong. And these
Yeah.
people are wrong on every
Yeah.
level. Every level. They don't even know what they're out there, fighting. What is the
No.
protest for? What you want to continue to have our government just spend us into oblivion where we lose everything, you idiots. I mean, what the F is the matter with you people? I mean, oh my God. We've gone insane as a
Well, Cherie,
species.
well, there's two areas that you've been at the forefront. We want to hit both this morning. First off is the transgender issue. One of the things
Yes.
you've done is you've been working with Gays Against Groomers, and you're doing the movie Leaving Amy, which I think is hugely important. Chris, make sure we put that out for folks to be able to look at and support Cherie. It's
Absolutely.
like, and that's the point. It's like you and I have a lot of gay and lesbian friends. I don't care. It's like,
Yes.
some of your friends are now my friends. Rick Grinnell's gay. I don't care. Rick and I are friends. But the line is between our friends and the left is the extreme left is just fine with trying to butcher kids as young as 8 years old. And now you can be thrown out of preschool in England because you misgender somebody. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
This is
it
nuts.
has nothing. It has nothing to do with being gay or being a lesbian. Nothing.
No.
And it has nothing to do with being transsexual. It's the transgender movement when they started going after children, and it is
Yep.
worldwide. So that is an agenda. This is monstrous. This is, to me, I know it is. They're sterilizing our children. They're maiming our children. I mean, who can cut the breasts off of a child where it looks like they did it with my chainsaw,
I don't get it.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
not think that when this child actually becomes an adult, that they are going to look at themselves and want to kill themselves for this. I mean, what is the matter with people? Are they insane? Yes, they are. Simple.
Oh, it's bad. Cherie, I want to say this for you and Tony here when you got on here. Colorado is working on a transgender bill that would make misgendering a discriminatory act and potentially take children away from parents who do not affirm their child's gender decision. You want to hear some of this?
Pursuant to House Rule 16, I move the
Yeah.
following motion for passage
A little
of
low.
House Bill 1512 on first reading. Shall the main question be now put?
Representative Weinberg, if you will please make your request into the microphone.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Fellow colleagues, because of the actions today, I would request that this bill be read at length.
There is a request for the bill to be read at length.
Okay. Now, what they're doing at this point is telling you that they're telling you that they want to stop debate on this. They want to make sure nobody is heard from the other side. And they don't want to talk with parents. They don't want to talk with any of the anybody on the right who opposes this. They want to make sure it's this is something that is beyond any kind of debate.
Big mistake, Chris. Big mistake. And when they do things like this, and they are doing all these protests like they did yesterday throughout the United States and the world, they don't know what a real protest is. I mean, they do
No,
they
they
do
don't.
this.
No, they
They
don't.
do this because people like me, people like you, on the right and on the right side of history, uh, are going to come after them, and they do not. These lawmakers. Yeah, I've lost so much respect for our government, for lawmakers, because basically they do two things. They make laws as if we don't have enough, and they raise money for themselves. That's
Yep.
it. And you know what? You can't do this. If they attempt it and they think they're going to pass it, they are going to get uh, a riot, is what I'm saying it's going to be. It's just going to be no holds bar. We are going to go after them. We are going to do absolutely everything we can to get them out of office. And because this is inexcusable. It really is, to the point where you get where you don't even know what to say. I'm tongue tied because of the utter stupidity. You try to take kids away from parents, you are going to end up, there's going to be blood in the streets. And then we're going to
Yeah,
have a real discussion, honestly.
yeah, sure. Cherie, they've never seen our side mad. It's like, it's so
Nope.
funny, and I get your point. It's like we have been patient with them. I think
Mhm.
I see a lot of these folks as basically misinformed, manipulated. I've known a few Democrats who were essentially when they were Bernie Sanders supporters, and when Bernie burned out and took his fifth house, whatever it was, they all went to Trump, and they recognized, as in their transition, like, we've been lied to. Our side talks a great game, but it's all dishonest. It's all about this the equity they do, especially with climate, with NGOs. It's all about enriching the individuals, not actually doing public good. And by the way, you all know I'm an elected official. Uh, I'm on display every 2 weeks. I have to make decisions regarding budget, regarding things that we have to do good governance. And I'm pretty brutal on this stuff. I just don't care. I'm going to do what I think is best, because I'm not here to make money. I'm here to do the work,
Right.
and be happy that I have the opportunity to do the work. And I think
You're one of the
that
good
separates
ones.
us from them. But another thing, well, thank you. I appreciate that. One of the things I did want to add to our conversation is the fact that so much of what we say now is being policed by them as hate speech. Simply the stuff you put out, and we have a friend, I don't want to get her in trouble, who used to be on with us. She may have
Oh,
been
yeah.
in a group called the Bell Stars, just saying
May have been.
that literally, if she has to worry about anything she does with us, because under her laws in the UK, they could come after her. I mean,
Uh-huh.
do you
Yep, they
think
come
the
after.
British have lost sharing our values at this point?
Completely. I mean, and I was just there, and I was in Europe
Yeah,
last year and the UK,
yeah,
and I shared with you guys that if they heard my accent, that I was an American, people would come up to me and start crying and saying, "I feel like a foreigner in my own country. You must vote for Trump." I mean, we're dying here. Our government has taken over our lives. And that is what they're trying to do here. And again, had Trump not won in
yep,
2016, that we would have been a one world government at this point. I truly believe that, with Hillary. Truly believe
yep,
it. And
no doubt. I agree.
this is an agenda. They want the state to raise our children, and they are attacking these kids at such a young, vulnerable age, from kindergarten and up. And these people are not only going to go to prison, they'll be lucky if they go to prison, because if they continue to push this,
Yeah,
then like you said, Tony, they've never seen the right really angry. They think January 6th was a real insurrection. They're
No,
wrong. You you
they've
you
never
you
seen
screw
it.
with our
They
No.
have never
yeah,
seen us. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
no.
January 6th was nothing. Check this out. To your point, Cherie and Tony, Lucy Connolly is a story about her on Libs of TikTok, serving a 31-month sentence for, get this, a post in support of mass deportations after a
Yeah.
migrant went on a stabbing spree in the UK.
Yeah.
She
Well,
was
look what they're
Yeah.
doing to
Insane.
people running for government or president in other countries. They're just saying, you know what? No, you won, but we're going to throw
Lawfare.
you in jail, or we're going to exactly. They're doing this is the one world government, and they are not stopping. We have to stop them, and that's all the warriors. You, Tony. So many people that I've met on X, true warriors who have fought, and I was talking with a couple of vets the other day, just how they are just being used and abused by the VA. They are sick of it, and they are going to rise up,
Yep.
and they're going to stop this, because you know what? Once a warrior, always a warrior, right, Tony?
That's right. Well, I think, look, one of the things you and I have talked about both in person and I talk about here on the show, there's no expiration date to the oath of office I've taken, and I take it very seriously. And look, I know I am no saint. If you read my book, I'm not a good guy. I make mistakes, and I have a good time doing it. Just saying. But with that said, I think
chaotic
you
good.
have to
There we go.
understand. You have to. I know you have to understand what real right and wrong is. You have to understand what the real ethics are. And as much as we we do stupid things, we all recognize the importance of certain principles, the republic, being true to our oath, actually being concerned. And I'm going to say this, Cherie, you may laugh at it. So I was talking to my friend Blaine Holt. Journal Holt. Blaine and I were talking,
Yeah.
and Blaine loves animals. If you go and check him out, he has dogs, he has chickens. If you see my profile picture right now, I've got my girlfriend's cat. A Sphinx cat is my profile picture. We love animals, but we have no problem going after bad guys. As much as we love animals, we love try to protect the innocent. There's true evil out there, Cherie, that we have to fight. And if you don't fight it, you're part of the problem. And that's where I wanted to bring up the next topic, which I retweeted one of your things regarding radical Islam. Now, I'm going to say this, and I may get in trouble, but I want people to understand there's a link between this one world government and radical Islam. Radical Islam is like a gateway drug to get to dismantle and destabilize societies. That's why the World Economic Forum and others promote this unencumbered movement of people from places of hate to nations like ours, where they will basically insinuate their hate into our system to destroy it. Right, Cherie? I mean, that's what's going on here. They're trying to move this radical. Yeah, go ahead, please. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Also, I mean, they're so savage. I mean, in 2008, 2009, that's when, I mean, the real fear sank in. I honestly thought that they were going to be the ones that were going to invade the U.S., because I've just never seen such brutality. I mean, when you can cut a photographer's head off in front of the world, there is, with a knife, there is nothing that comes close to look. I mean, October 7th, what they did to babies, burning babies, putting them in ovens, raping babies and women, and they're just they are savage. If all of a sudden they disappeared, I would not be sad about it. I'm horrified, because they are picking the worst of the worst, and infiltrating them through all of Europe, and allowing them to have carte blanche, raping their women, raping boys. And I'm going to send something to you that my twin sister sent me the other night, which I watched, and it's a documentary
Good.
about what they call
Good.
dancing boys and how they take very, very young boys from the families and they pay them, and basically they are sexual.
Baka boys. Baka boys. Yeah. I
Exactly.
know what you're
And
talking
and they kill them, and they kill them. They fall in love
Yeah.
with them, and then they kill them, because the thing is that they're not allowed to be with women.
Yeah.
That goes against Islam unless you're married. And if you are married, the wives, they said, it doesn't matter what my wife thinks. She's like a nothing to me. She's like a
Yeah.
piece of dirt. I don't care. I'll just kill her. I'll just kill her too. It's disgusting.
We saw this in Afghanistan, Cherie, where because they are a Islamic republic, I'm using republic here in very loose terms, Islamic republic, they have such a warped perspective. Now, we can admit our faults and being kind of less than perfect. We're human beings, but they can't. They have a system, as you point out, Cherie, that they are locked in to trying to have sex with their wives only. It's a very rigid system, but these guys have this warped sense of, well, I can have sex with boys. I can bring up boys and use them as essentially a pet, and then dispose of them. That's how disposable human life is to them. I believe, and I think we all do. Every human being, every animal has a spark of divinity in it. We are divine creatures. We actually are spiritual creatures in a human experience, which I learned from being in recovery, which I think is true. With that said, the Islamic political or radical Islam looks at the men as being the center of the universe, and then everything else bows down to them. And that's what we're seeing in the left right now regarding women being subjugated to men, trans men, in sports. It's all about diminishing. Yeah, so it's all related. So let's walk through this for the Patriots. MS-13.
Right.
No, MS-13. They degrade women.
Just say,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I just wanted to say one thing. For a mother to strap a suicide vest onto her child and let that child go and blow himself up, and she's happy about it, there's something wackadoo, man. I mean, that is why they chose the Muslim the Islam, because they know that they will do absolutely anything to enforce whatever the left wants.
Well, look, that's what I was going to say. So look at the groups that the left supports. MS-13. They are trying to fight MS-13 deportation. MS-13 in Northern Virginia, where I used to live, would routinely take girls, rape them, cut their hands off, and then rape them again, and then behead them. That the left is trying to bring back these guys because we deported them. Think about this.
And
radical
we're racist
Islam
for thinking opposite.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you've got radical Islam all across the board in Germany, France, Denmark, Norway, England, all having no-go zones where they can literally teach the hate and treat women like their own. They're chattel, Cherie. And then on top of this, you've got Trendy Agua, another radical organization, a terrorist organization. You've got supported by the Democrats. The common denominator here. Oh, by the way, did I mention the World Economic Forum? Where basically we are simply, yeah. There's the string here is that the left and these organizations all hold no regard for human life, no regard for how to actually grow and benefit people, and are all about literally enslaving the human race in some form, to especially start with women, diminish women, and then blame us for saying we're racist and we're the ones bad because we're defending values. Is that insane or what?
Well, they're the perfect weapon.
Yeah.
They have no conscience. They don't care about if you don't care about your own children, you're not going to give a damn about anybody else. And they're brutal, and they will scare the holy crap out of anybody. I mean, because there's just nothing. I've just never seen anything like it.
Oh, the fear
literally,
Yes.
Oh my gosh. But I mean, I was watching videos back when Obama was in office of children literally sawing the heads off of men with,
Yes.
while grown men held them, a child 10 years old, sawing a head off of a man while he's alive. And this is something that I have never seen before. It's, if you think horror movies, this is a horror movie come to life, and they are going to unleash them, these people, like they have throughout Europe and the UK, unleash them here.
It's the
And
Islamist. It's the Islamist version of teaching the kid how to change a flat tire. That's exactly what it is. It's the father-son teachings
Right.
all passed down. It's disgusting, Cherie. You're 100% right. And this is something that never gets reported. It's something that nobody ever talks about because you're racist for even bringing it up.
Mhm.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
I
by the
hope-
way,
and-
Cherie, did you hear that Barack Obama is looking to hire a new chef who's really good with noodles? Just saying.
Here you go. Let's sum up the left in the most simple terms. They call the guy who puts chips in paraplegics to help them walk a Nazi. Meantime, they take money from and worship a guy who helped the Nazis.
Yeah.
Literally.
And he's a
Simplest
Jew too.
That should
mean-
shut every liberal up, every leftist up right there.
And
it takes
again, he has no conscience, just like, these. Oh, I'm sorry. It's so beyond. But thank God Abbott's not going to let them build their community that they wanted to build, and of course, instill Sharia law. Sharia law in the United States does not mix, and these people need to
inimical
go.
to the Constitution. That's right.
Yeah.
So, Cherie, did you know that right now in Paterson, New Jersey, they're trying to implement elements of Sharia law? This is public.
I do.
The
know
entire
that.
city council in Paterson, New Jersey, is now Islamic, radical Islamic, I might add, because remember, radical Islam is political Islam. It's not a religion. It's a vector of insinuating a very severe form of control of women and things, right, Cherie? I mean, it's not
Right.
about religion. It's politics draped in religion. And so, right now in Paterson, New Jersey, they're trying to actually do this. So, I guess that's my question to you. Do you think that Kash Patel and Pam Bondi should look at this, because I believe any degradation of women in any form should be investigated and stopped. What do you think?
1,000%. I think that they have to start being deported as well. If they're
Yeah.
not an American citizen, I want them gone, especially now. And they have to prove themselves. I mean, you can't. These people have to be vetted, and they have to be watched. I'm sorry, but you know what? I'm so happy with what President Trump is doing and his administration, and
So am I.
Bondi and Elon Musk, for crying out. I mean, what a godsend. People don't understand the torpedo, the nuclear bomb that we have missed with Kamala Harris not winning. They just they people have become
Yeah.
so narcissistic that they honestly think this government cares about them, and that government waste or whatever.
All
These people,
propaganda.
you know what it is. And again, these people that are marching, when they're asked, what are you marching for? They literally don't have an answer.
No, they're marching for
And
bucks.
I can't believe that they're like our age too, these people.
I know. I know.
It's
See,
I saw him. It's
senility.
like,
Senility. There we go. Hey,
I'm
George
not
Carlin
senile
said this.
yet, but I'm on the road.
George Carlin said it perfectly, right? He goes, hey, you know how stupid the average American is? Now think about the fact that half of America is stupider than that. And that's where you get your protesters. By the way, you queue this one up. Kamala
Yeah.
Harris. Could you
We're gonna
imagine
show
a world
Kamala
with Kamala
Mala.
Harris? Oh, yes. Did you hear
Let's
her
play
the other
this.
day? Amid her word salad, she decided to talk about how, well, let's put it this way. She told us so. Froze up, did it? Well, she's a little crazy. Let me
And
unfreeze.
these are the things that we are witnessing each day in these last few months in our country. And it understandably creates a great sense of fear.
She's still about to cry.
Because, there were many
She's drunk.
things that we knew would happen. Many things. I'm not here, so I told you so.
Because you
It's
ever,
funny. Fear is
you know
funny.
what?
Did you know that? Fear is funny.
but
But
anybody who could,
what did she say though? I mean, I have run that back 1,000. I can't understand what she's saying where everyone's laughing. What is she saying?
well, she's saying that I can't, I didn't want to say I told you so, but yeah.
Oh,
I
she
mean, that's,
said, I told you so.
yeah, that's what she's trying to pull that. Oh, things happened, and I didn't want to say I told you so because she's trying to play up this whole little glitch we're having where the market's being corrected at this point. And look, this is a correction. This is a correction from
Yeah.
decades of poor policy and definitely the last 4 years of overspending and overprinting money. It's horrible.
Yeah.
This is what they were looking for. They were trying to weaken the country. Now
tough.
they're upset.
Cherie,
And
I need to ask Cherie a question. Cherie, I don't want to get you in trouble, but I'm trying. Do you think that when Nancy Pelosi finally steps down, do you think Kamala Harris should get her flying monkeys? Should that be part of the deal? I'm just wondering because they got to go somewhere. You know, you can't give up flying monkeys because they're pretty important to the Democratic cause.
I know. You know, I thank God that there are no leaders in the Democrat Party right now. They're just such a bunch of dancing bears and clowns. And they keep digging themselves deeper and deeper because people do have common sense. And only the radicals would laugh at something like that. Only radical sickos. And I have to say, you're sick in the head. I have to now. I mean, it makes no sense. You don't care about our kids. You don't care about your grandkids. You don't care about the fact we've been ripped off for 50 years, or ever since World War II. I mean, things should have changed then. These tariffs are amazing because now they don't want any tariffs. Some of these European countries, they're saying, or who was it? I only got a chance to watch a smidgen of news this morning, but there's a country now that's came back and said, you know what, 0 tariffs. Let's just do no tariffs, but and that's what Trump is trying to do because they've been tariffing the shit out of us.
And now in fact they're actually trying to make deals at this point. Think about this.
Exactly.
They're
Of
making
course
deals.
they have to.
So, right.
But do they want to part with their money? Why do you? No, of course they don't. They've been raping us for decades. Why would they not want that money? But the thing is that it's over now. The fun and games is over. Donald Trump is in town. He is the president, and people like Kamala Harris and all these other goofball, idiot, liberal junkies, in my opinion, and they're junkies because all they care about is just a fix of some kind. I don't even know what they're on, but
free candy. That's it.
Yeah, it's time. I mean, I think after 4 years of Donald Trump, we are going to be in such great shape. And I've had to try to talk my family down. There's a couple people in my family that
I know, Cherie. No, we're friends. I know
some
some
of
of
the
the
posts,
people.
yes.
I know.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like, look, I mean, where was the outrage when Biden was destroying us and the markets were far worse? A couple of years ago, they were worse than they are. Where you guys didn't? It's only because it's Trump. That's it.
Right.
Yeah,
inflation's already down below 2%, and it's going to continue to be stable. And then gas is coming down. But I want to make that point.
I went to Costco and it looked, I mean, I couldn't believe it. The prices at Costco have come down to like pre-pandemic prices on some things. So I was really happy to see that.
Yeah, even in California.
Cherie, I do have a pet peeve. I want it because can we get a law to deport people who go slow in the fast lane? Is that possible? Because man, that happens all the time. I don't know.
We'll call it the Cherie Schaefer
especially
Act.
down here. Cherie Schaefer that would
By
be
the
funny.
way, I just want to go back one for you, Tony, because to your point, Tony, and to your point, Cherie, Trump's tariffs are already working. We talked about this. Prices are coming down. Eggs are easier to buy, and you have, of course, people kind of a little more confidence in the market. Us people, the middle class, whereas the very wealthy are taking a little bit of a hit. Something the left wanted all along, by the way. And you have people, these other nations, coming to the table to say, "All right, let's get rid of these tariffs. Let's make a deal." You know what? As the great Hannibal Lecter would say, Hannibal Smith would say, "I love it when a plan comes together."
Absolutely. And to
Not
see the
Western.
hypocrisy, like even from Gavin Newsom, which just infuriates me because he's trying to impose a tax on Californians now, 6 cents a mile to be paid at tax time when you calculate your 6 cents
That's
a
insane.
mile. And we pay $3 more a gallon here in California. And then he has the
I've seen it.
audacity to of course you were, yes, back in November, but he had in late
Yep.
October. Thank you very much for coming to my show. I love you very much. But I mean, he has the audacity to turn around and put Trump down for trying to right this ship that was going down like a Titanic, and then turn around and want to tax us 6 cents a mile. Can you imagine? To me, 6 cents a mile for somebody that they will never get a tax return again. Never. And
No.
I mean,
Well, you know why they're
what?
doing that, Cherie? Because they can't because like you point out, they have so much tax on the gas. And it's what's interesting, the more they convert their economy, the California economy, over to electric cars, you don't get that taxation out of fuel because they're not putting fuel in it. So that's what they're going to do. Instead of actually recognizing, oh, we've done this, they're going to punish people by doing this tax on mileage. That's why they're doing it. And it's insane.
Exactly.
It's dangerous.
They don't want you to drive, but yet they don't have the infrastructure for us not to drive. So they
Right.
want the 15-minute cities. They are
Right.
still going forward with this agenda, which was Agenda 21, Agenda 30.
Oh, yeah.
They're going forward
Yep.
with it with all the cameras now as well. They remember we talked about this last time about these cameras, and they were saying it was going to stop the
All about
street
control.
takeovers. And the thing is,
No.
it isn't about the street takeovers. They don't
No.
give a damn about that. This is
No.
to get your license plate so that these 15-minute cities can be enforced.
Yep.
These are, thank God, thank God we got guns. And you know what? We are not giving them up. And you think you're going to pull this off with this transgender stuff?
I've always got
in
one ready to
schools?
go.
Yes.
You know what? It's going to get so hairy and so ugly. These idiots, I mean, they honestly think, like you said, that the right, they've just never seen us really mad. They
No,
haven't.
they haven't.
And
No,
and
they
all
haven't.
military, I'm telling you, I believe almost, probably, I don't know. I'm going to ask you, Tony. I mean, what do you think the percentage of military that seems to lean right?
So
What?
that's a great question. And so the answer is there is a silent majority of the military who feel like we do. They can't speak out, but they're there. And so they're like you and me. It's like they haven't seen us mad. We sit back, we tolerate. We're very tolerant. We really are. We're very patient because we see our Democrat neighbors as misguided. We try not to see them as the enemy. We really do. I mean, I really do.
Yeah.
I try to help convince people, hey, butchering kids, not a good idea. Hey, radical Islam, that subjugates women. That's bad. They strap bombs to kids as a method of their infusion. They're practicing their religion. Not a good idea. Oh, World Economic Forum. Geez, they want to make us all essentially like Soylent Green. Soylent Green is people. I mean, it's like I try to get them to pay attention and wake up. So we do our best to be patient. But eventually, to your point, Cherie, patience wear out. The left starts doing things to enforce the extreme things we're seeing in England. That comes here. We're going to see real problems. We're going to see people who really will rise up. It'll be another American Revolution. But
will be.
Our pause, our chances, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is going to, I think, try to make all the changes to reestablish a common sense society based on our beliefs and the republic. And the other thing too, real quick note, it's like he wants to have American workers successful. He wants to stop fentanyl so we don't have communities literally dying, people dying in their cars. He wants to have it so that we can be safe and go out and drive. What's that? Keep on rocking in the free world. We have all the roads to drive. Yeah, we want to drive our roads and not be told we have to pay a tax because
And
we
be
enjoy
told
our
by
freedom.
who? And again,
Exactly.
success will be his revenge. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a changed man. I think that shooting did change him.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I mean, the fact I couldn't believe Bill Maher was at the White, and and he has supported Barack Obama. I mean, I watch his show. It's tough sometimes to watch his show, to be honest. If he doesn't have a fair and balanced, there's two Democrats on his panel, I have to turn it off because they're rabid. They're rabid, like rabid, dogs. It's but he would say that he would vote for Biden if his head was in a jar of blue liquid. I mean, wackadoo, a little wackadoo there,
Kind of what?
But yeah. But the fact that he has donated big money to Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, hates Donald Trump, but it's the only time he's ever been to the White House. He's never been to the White House, Bill Maher, under Democrat, when Democrats were in office. Democrats don't give a shit about anybody but themselves. And they don't care about our kids. They only care about how they look. And most mothers that support this transgender movement, like we were talking before, it's Munchausen's by proxy. They are lifted up by these teachers and all of the staff, and they're made to feel special, and these kids are made to feel special, and it's insanity. But and again, Tony, you know this, that before Trump won, I mean, the reason why I was walking away from the business is I was going to join a militia if Harris won, because I knew it was coming down the pike. People don't know what we know. People don't know.
Yeah. So, I think that's the thing. So, and I've shared this with Cherie privately. I just say one of the reasons I moved to North Carolina, where I'm at, we live in a very sustainable county. I mean, not the fake lefty sustainable, like we could survive. We could, this county is very compacted. Yeah, it's not like the virtue thing. It's like, no, we could come together as a community and do good things to keep people safe. And that's the thing too, Cherie. And before we go, because we got to go. The thing is I think either people do have concern about their neighbors and try to do the right thing, or they all virtue signal. And it seemed to me this last weekend was a massive virtue signal. And again, it's like if you want to, be our age in your 60s and 70s, and you want to go put some Ben Gay on, nothing wrong with Ben Gay. I don't care who, go be all protesty, go get you. But it doesn't mean anything. It's all.
No, it doesn't.
Here's your real problem.
It just makes them. It just makes them more looking like clowns. It's a three-ring circus
Exactly.
at this point. We have lost complete and utter respect for these people now, and they don't deserve our respect. They don't deserve the respect of honest Americans, hardworking. I mean, they are an embarrassment.
Well,
they
are. That was their day of acting out. Now we're all like, oh, fine, whatever. Yeah, Cory Booker, you acted out for 25 hours. By the way, you didn't set a filibuster record. That other Democrat still has the filibuster record.
And he didn't say anything. I'm sorry.
But here's
he
another
said
thing,
nothing.
But Cherie, Tony, to your point here as well, they're not going to see us get mad. And do you know why? Because we were all raised. Many of us on our side were raised by our parents to say, don't act out when things don't go your way. You handle things the proper way. Go to the voting booth. Go take care of things at work. Do what you have to do. Take care of your families, or do the right thing. But you don't have to act out and scream and throw tantrums anytime things don't go your way. And that's the big difference between the left and the right here in America when it comes to handling, let's say, an election loss.
Yeah.
And that's why mad.
Well, we got to go, but put up Leaving Amy again. Put up Leaving Amy. Cherie, so you're still Leaving Amy is still in production, correct? Is that where it's at right now?
Yes, and we're about ready to have our raffle. I mean, after Trump won, I mean, we all just kind of like,
oh, good.
Everybody took a break.
We'll definitely
everybody took a break.
We'll promote
and
that.
yes, so right now we're gearing up to finishing. We're still looking for support, financial support to finish it. Whatever people can give, I don't care if it's even a couple of bucks, but join this raffle, and and you get your name.
I will join the raffle, and I'll promote it too.
Yeah,
well, I love you guys. I love you very, very much.
I love you too, Cherie.
Good to see you guys.
We love you. Definitely love you too, Cherie.
Yeah, and
Thank you. Thanks,
Yeah,
Chris.
and by the way, people don't know this, but Cherie lives in a very difficult part of town. I mean, I guess I could say this because people know. No, people know you live in California. I don't know how you guys endure those Santa Ana winds. I mean, I don't know
Yes.
how you guys live through that stuff. That is like, holy cow!
Well,
Some of the stuff you guys have to put up with out there.
Bob Robert Hayes, he lost his house in the Woolsey fire. That
I
was
know. No, I was talking to
2018.
Bob the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, he told me yesterday. But the thing is that they never buried the lines. So that is why these
Insane.
fires happened. I mean, and there is
Yeah.
video proof showing it arcing, showing it falling, and showing the fires. And you know what? That's our government. That's the left. California is run by absolute losers, and they are incompetent. And Gavin Newsom is going to run in 2028. He cannot be president.
So full disclosure, I mean, you guys knew this. We went out to Cherie to her concert at Whiskey A Go Go, which was fabulous. There's videos of it out there. But when I was there before we got together for your concert, I was driving through Topanga Canyon. Topanga is a great place, but Cherie, it was a tinderbox. It was ready to go up. I mean, how did people not understand that you can't just leave highly combustible shrubbery laying around for things to be, for electric wires to? How did you not know that? How did you not know?
We have all these illegal aliens. We need to spend these $55 billion or whatever, how many
insane.
billions that they lost. I mean, all the money has to go towards the new voters, which are, of course, the Democrats that we pay for. So, I mean, now I think with all the damage and loss of life, now the left, the people that were strong Harris supporters, I think that they're now pretty damn pissed off. They've lost everything. They've lost it all because of just the incompetence of Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass.
Our friend Dean Cain, his parents' house burned there.
I love Dean. Yeah, exactly.
Dean and I were going back and forth on that. So
we did give props to Steve Gutenberg, though, the police academy star who helped
Rich
people
Ginger
out in his neighborhood. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of guys did. A lot of
Rich
people
Ginger
did.
said Topanga Canyon had the highest fuel load in the nation. I don't doubt it. I drove through there. It's like beautiful place, but you don't leave dead, dried out shrubbery just waiting to catch fire. That's called
lazy people do.
Forest management.
Exactly.
Lazy people do when they think, forget the brush, forget all that combustible brush. We'll kick the can down the road. I think at this point, like the train to nowhere. I mean, how many billions are we over? And it's never going to get done. This is incompetence from Jerry Brown to Newsom, Pelosi, Barbara Boxer, all of these complete Looney Tunes. They got to go. They got to go. We got to go red in this state. We got to. There just isn't a choice.
Yeah.
If people want to continue kicking that can down the road, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay anymore, to be honest. I just don't think I can. I want to be around like-minded people. I want to be around sane people with common sense. I don't want to listen to these idiots. I don't want to have to deal with them anymore. I don't want to hear their bullshit. I know. Out. I do.
Just a quick note, but we got to go.
Okay.
So
Love
Gavin
you guys.
Newsom. No, hold on. But Gavin Newsom was on with, I think it was with Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan was saying, "Oh, you shouldn't use Latinx." Oh, I never used that. I don't know where that came from. And then they played like his staff was the one promoting it like 2 years ago. Latinx. Like,
Did he do Rogan? Oh, I want to see that.
That's actually a good interview. That actually wasn't a bad interview. By the way, I'd say Cherie, you want to come see good people, come to upstate New York, but
That's right.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Cherie, did you ever see the movie Plan 9 from Outer Space? Did you know that she's the star of that, the Vampira?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
She was an actress in the previous. Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. I'll show you.
I don't even watch movies anymore, thanks to the baloney. Okay.
Well, she look at the governor. And then look at what Chris is going to show us here. With
That's Hochul.
yeah, no. But you know how it is in Hollywood. People change their names when they get famous, right? There she is back when she was in Plan 9 from Outer Space.
There it is, Vampirella. Vampira. That's who it is.
She looks better than Hochul. Sorry.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean, Pelosi looks better than Hochul.
That's pretty easy to do, by the way. Hochul is a flippin'
All right, well,
on that note,
enough hilarity.
Hey yo.
All right. Hey yo. All right, put up the thing again, real quick, Chris. Leaving Amy. So please support Cherie and buy the tickets for the raffle. I'm going to do that. I'm going to promote it. Cherie, thank you for getting up early with us. The Patriots love you. We love you. Thank you for being here. I know it's tough.
Thank you very much, Cherie.
Getting up, but
I love
Leaving
America,
Amy,
and I love you.
out.
Thank you.
I
Have
love
a good
you.
day.
Thank you.
You guys, love you. Mwah.
Love you. Robert O'Neill is
We'll
with
see
us
you all
tomorrow.
soon.
Yes.